Love bugs. If any of you guys are from Florida, you know about these. Twice a year we get bombarded with them. And if you go down any stretch of highway, you're bound to have a million of them on the front of your car and your windshield. Crazy. Not the nicest weather out today, but I've been driving this 2019 Mustang for the past couple weeks, just kind of taking in the features, taking in the whole experience of it. This is a 4-cylinder turbo, auto paddle shifters. Pretty nice car overall. I actually was not feeling it too much initially, and then I kind of got used to it. But nice car with some pretty cool features. For me, and some of you might, already kind of be accustomed to these, but paddle shifters are a new thing for me. I've driven them before, like, a couple rental cars and stuff that had paddle shifters in them, but what I noticed in this car is they work very well. And just the auto transmission in this car, and I'm not really an auto guy, none of my cars are autos, but look at this dude pulling up. None of my cars are autos, so I'm not really an auto guy. I like to be in control of the transmission myself and control the shifts and stuff like that. This auto transmission, and I guess the computer that controls it, or however the system works, I mean, it seems to be very intelligent as far as the shift points go, depending on which mode you have the car in. So like right now I'm in normal mode, so I'm in 10th gear. There's another thing too, I was in 10 gears, which is pretty crazy, but underneath that 10 there's a little icon like a Mustang driving. So that's normal mode, and then you have like a my mode where you can set it up the way you want. You've got sport, track, drag, what else? Snow and ice, I think it is, and then back to normal, I think, after that. But I've used obviously when you're just cruising along, you use normal. That's the most fuel efficient mode. The shifts are going to be very conservative. When you go to sport, it's a little more aggressive, so you just kind of step it up and down. So and I'm driving still really early morning, and it's raining, so it's not too much light out right now, but all the gauges are down here in front of the shifter. All the way to the right is mode. Next to that is the steering. So I mean, you could have comfort steering, sport steering, and I forgot what the other one is. And then you have the traction control next to that. So when you shift the mode, you can shift it on the fly, you can shift it from the stop, whenever you want, it doesn't matter. It will start to kind of change the behavior of the transmission, the way the car behaves and shifts. I don't know if those modes, for example, there's track mode on here. I wonder if that tightens up the suspension. I'm not sure. It's something I would need to look into, but I haven't really gone really hard on the car to see if it felt differently as far as the suspension goes. But I can definitely tell you that the car will adjust as far as the performance goes with shifting and how aggressive the car drives, basically. So if you put it in track mode, for example, or not track mode, I'm sorry, if you put it in drag mode, the shifts are really hard. Now, the Mustang, this is a Mustang, so make sure you don't go off the road somewhere. But no, that's another thing too. I noticed this car, at least from my experiences, seems to break that Mustang myth of the car that just goes off the road and has no type of handle. It's feels very planted. I feel confident driving it. I haven't had any crazy issues or anything. I've driven it, different, depending on the situation I'm in. I've kind of driven it, less aggressively, a little more aggressively, and as my experience went, I can't really say I felt like the car wasn't planted or stable. Drag mode rather is very aggressive the way it drives. And when you're in drive, like regular drive, like I'm in now, so it's in D. So D. When you're in regular drive, you can also paddle shift if you want. So I just downshifted to 5th, which is cool. If you're in S, which is, I don't know if that's standard or shift or whatever it stands for, but then you're just strictly shifting. Now the computer will take over if you're about to over rev a gear and the computer's like, yeah, I'm gonna shift because you're gonna blow the engine up. I've been driving it in D most of the time and just paddle shifting whenever I feel the need to. Like a lot of times, just to a gear brake, like as I'm coming to a stop, I'll just, when I'm thinking about it, I'm like gear braking. There's not too much delay in it, which is cool. So I do like it. I guess over time the engineering and everything got better, because I remember when these systems first came out, and I've driven some of the vehicles that had them like years back, and they just weren't as good. Like think about, I don't know how many of you had, say for example, like I had a 350Z in auto years ago, and it had the Shiftronic or whatever you want to call it, which was with the shifter, and you just plus or minus. And it was pretty decent, but it was just the delay was there, it was like, it would drive me nuts. But this is a lot better, so they've definitely improved, I think, along the lines. Probably all manufacturers have improved. So this car also has, I guess, all types of sensors built into it. So when you're traveling down the road and you've got a car in front of you, you can see on this gauge here, there's a little car in the middle. That car is basically the car that's in front of me that it is detecting. You see the color is green. When you start to get closer, it'll turn yellow, then red if it feels you're too close. If you're following too close, and that seems to depend on the speed as well. So if I was going, 70 right now, it might say I'm too close, but I'm going, 48. So that's pretty cool as well, and that goes for the all sides of the vehicle. So if someone's next to you, there is on the mirror, there's see where the little car icons are. It's basically saying another vehicle's close to you, or you're close to them, and it will actually light up in an orange light or amber light. Now if you're doing a hard stop, and I've only done it a couple times, not on purpose, but if you're actually doing a hard stop and coming close to the car in front of you, you'll get these flashing red lights up here in like the dash area, but you can see them like reflecting off the glass, and it's basically like telling you like, hey man, you need to stop. So it's kind of like a crash detection, I guess. This is another cool little feature I like on this car, just a nice little touch. Hit the unlock, got the horse, got all the courtesy lights or whatever you want to call them. It's kind of cool. I like that. Nice little touch. Also noticed in this car too, when you approach the car with the keys and you touch the handle, the door just opens. So you don't have to really hit the unlock button. It's pretty cool though. Obviously I had to wait until nighttime to show this so you can really see it. And then all these lights in here, like this is set on purple now. You can customize the colors. So everything right now is set on purple. Put it on green, red, all different colors. Cool stuff. So that's about it. There's a lot more to this car. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do within the preferences menu. You could set up, you know, a lot of different things to your liking. You know, from, well, seat positioning on the door here, and you can put 3 different positions into setting up anything and everything on this UI. So the user interface here is very customizable. You can pretty much customize, you know, the way the layout looks. So kind of like how I showed earlier, where you swap it over to drag versus the way it looks in sport versus the way it looks in normal now. You know, you can kind of customize all that stuff to your liking so that it fits your preferences when driving. So all in all, it's a pretty cool car. As far as power goes, I mean, it's not the fastest car on the road, but it's not slow either. You know, it's decent, it holds its own. It's comfortable, it's not bad to daily drive. Back seat is pretty much non-existent. There's a back seat, but I mean, you know, you ain't fitting nobody back here that's not really small, or push your front seats up way up. Basically, the passenger seat is touching the rear seat right now, so that's that. The stereo system is good for a stock system. By the way, I didn't really touch on that. I like the system. It's not gonna win any audio competitions, but it's good enough for at least, you know, until the time being, until you blow a speaker, then maybe you just upgrade the whole thing. But coming out the door, it's pretty good. It's got the built-in navigation. It kind of makes it convenient to have everything right there internal. So anyway, that's about it. Thanks for tuning in. Check you out in the next one. 4-cylinder turbo.
Yeah, the 2.3, right?
2.3 liter 4-cylinder. Yeah, that's right. Broke the tires loose.